All right, so on the bench today, I've got this Homelite Super XL chainsaw. Has a Sandvik bar on it, which I think is pretty interesting. Windsor, that must be Windsor, Ontario, up in Canada. This is an old bar from the 90s at least, probably the 80s. This one has a riveted on heat shield. So I don't know if this was a problem for all of these chainsaw models or just for the guy that owned this. You know, it's a functional heat shield. I don't hate it, and because this is a user, it doesn't really bother me. And in fact, I'm a little bit encouraged by this, because if somebody has the knowledge to modify equipment in this way, and that's nice thick sheet metal, a nice bend there too. Hopefully they had the knowledge to maintain their equipment. I've been running this, trying to figure out the carburetor settings. I have just whatever fuel line on here that I had lying around. I think that's way too big for this chainsaw. It's about quadruple the size of the line that I took out of it. It's actually so big that this grommet, which is rotted out, you can see that grommet's toast anyways. It actually completely seals off the line between the fuel tank and the carburetor. It's that big. Getting it on there was pretty fun. But it runs and it works. For you Homelite guys out there, you could probably tell me a lot better than I can what date this chainsaw was made in. Is that, sometimes I know it's the last two numbers, is that 88, or sometimes it's the first number. The first number will be, you know, some year. You know, they made these from the 60s all the way, you know, and they really made them into the, I think, the 90s, but by the 90s they were all plastic and they were junk. This is all magnesium cast. This has, you know, a cellulose filter in it. Look at that carburetor. Homelite, a Textron division, Port Chester, USA. Now, the other carburetor that I have is a Tillotson. So I don't know if Tillotson made this or if somebody in the US made this. I believe Tillotson makes a lot of their stuff in Ireland. A lot of the old carburetors that I purchased for Steels have Ireland stamps on them. You got an egg? Good. Awesome. Oh, that's so good. All right, you be careful with that. Why don't you put that on the table, okay? Now, my biggest problem with this saw right now, I don't have a fuel filter on it. My tube is not long enough to go all the way down into the bottom of the tank, so I've got maybe 10 or so minutes of okay, I won't touch it. All right, thank you. So I've got about 10 minutes of runtime tuning it up before I just run out of fuel and I got to top it off again. But you know, I think I got it running.
If you touch the egg, you will get grounded.
Grounded? Okay. Well, that's okay. You can just leave it there though. That's a good spot for it. I was cutting cherry with it. I have the original spark plug, or not the original spark plug, but I have the spark plug. I bought it with still on. I haven't popped this off. I'm just real nervous to mess with anything rubber on these old saws. I don't want to rip it, and it seems to work. About the only thing I did here is sharpen up this chain. It was a mess when I got it. It was sharpened to, you know, I mean, it was like way off this way, so I'm sure it wasn't cutting very well. I hit the rakers a little bit. You know, it has this sprocket tip, which is real nice. Roll top, super pro. This thing's a runner. I'm real happy with it. So I'm going to be learning a lot about this old chainsaw, about the Homelites. I'm not an expert. This is my first Homelite chainsaw. There's a huge community of guys that know a lot about these chainsaws. I do know this has an automatic oiler. The Super XLs had an automatic oiler. The XLs had a manual oiler. Look at all that fun stuff in there. But it runs great. When I do run it, I do see that it is getting oil to the links. So I do know these are known for clogging up. And man, I can see why. Look at all this. It's just, holy cow. It's a goo magnet down here. So I'll take care of that. Anyways, just wanted to show you guys this. I have another one, like I said. has a broken recoil. The pull cord on this one isn't super great, but I tell you what, look at that cord. That's high quality stuff. At least I've pulled on it enough to know that they put decent cords on these. So anyways, guys, thanks for checking in. If you like these saws, let me know. If you have any information on them, any interesting pieces of information that you know, any history on them, I'd love to hear from you. So again, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.